Hey everyone, it's Ben, and today we're going to take a look at the Omnicharge Pro, or now they're calling it the Omni 20. It's an update video to a video I did previously on their Omni 13. This one has more power. Let's take a look. So I previously reviewed this. I actually called it one of the best survival gadgets of 2016 because not only is it a USB battery bank, but it's also got an AC inverter built in, so you can plug standard electronics into it, like your cameras and laptop, for example. This model, however, was limited to 65 watts, so you couldn't plug in a MacBook Pro. You could plug in other devices that use less wattage. This one was limited to 65 watts, had a two USB outputs that share a 4.8 amp output, so you can get just over 2 amps to your devices on that. But the Omnicharge Pro is their top of the line model and has a few features that this one doesn't, and that's what we're going to look at today. So let's just look at what I saw when I opened the box. This is the box that comes in, and right off the bat, when you pop that guy open, you have a ton of different cables and adapters. This thing can really do it all for a small portable device. Now, before I get a whole bunch of comments saying, can this power a CPAP machine overnight? And the answer really is no. This one is made to be a tough, portable, small unit that can power your electronics and have the AC adapter ability to charge things and run things like your MacBook Pro, which we'll take a look at in a moment. You could compare that to a Yeti, for example, the Yeti 150 maybe, which is similarly priced, but it's a lot larger unit, and of course, as you know, with gear, generally the smaller and more portable, the more you pay. So you're by the bedside anyway with your CPAP, so you can get away with a larger unit. You don't need the portability that you gain with this unit. So you have the Omnicharge device itself, very similar looking to the original, and then you have just a mess of cables here. You have the wall outlet to be able to charge the unit. Now, I have pulled this out, I have charged it, I have played with it a bunch, and then you get a whole bunch of different adapters for different cameras, different electronics, different ways to output and charge different things. So we'll set that aside for the moment, and we'll take a look at the comparison between the 13 and the 20. So here is a side-by-side comparison of the 13 compared to the 20. It's roughly about 2/3 the size and about the same height, maybe a 1/4 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch different there. Now, they call this one the 13 because it puts out, or it has the capability of 13,600 milliamps. You are familiar with USB battery banks probably, so this is a 13,600, and then the Omnicharge 20 jumps it up to 20,400. Now, I believe the biggest USB battery bank I have has like 26,000, so this one is almost there. And then, of course, with both units, you get the capability of the AC output. Again, with the Yeti or the Goal Zero Sherpa, you have to get an add-on unit. It's not as small, and again, we're going to look at it doesn't have as many features, and it's priced the same as the Omnicharge Pro or the Omni 20. Both units have 2 USB ports. The Omnicharge 13 will output 5 volt 4.8 amp, so if you have 2 devices plugged in, you're going to get a max of about 2-ish amps output on the output there. They both have the LED screen, very easy to operate, super easy to operate. We'll look at that in a moment. On the Pro model or the 20 model, pretty much the same thing, a little bit larger. You do have the 2 USB outputs. However, this is a 5 volt 3 amp, so you not only have a larger amperage to use on your standard output, but it also has the Quick Charge 3.0. So iPhone users, you're not going to be able to take advantage of that, but if you have a device that supports the Qualcomm 3.0, you know it charges very rapidly when you have the support for that. Again, same OLED screen and same ease of use. The standard unit will output up to 65 watts. This unit will output up to 100 watts, so you get a lot more capability there, including the ability to charge larger laptops. In addition to that, this one again has the Qualcomm 3.0, and it also has wireless charging, so if you have a device that's capable of that, the technology is built in. As for the other technologies, they have short circuit protection, overheat protection, overpower protection, all sorts of protections built in so that you can just plug and play. If it doesn't work, it's not going to work. I tried plugging a Keurig in here knowing that it wasn't going to work, but it immediately said OP or overpowered. So that's good. It gives you a quick readout, doesn't try to do something that it can't. And again, when you plug it into something like my MacBook, for example, it just has no problem and goes ahead and powers away. Both of these units are very easy to operate. You simply just hit the power button, it turns the unit on. You can see we're still at 100% there. You have two buttons here. One's for the USB, you can toggle that on and off, and then you can also toggle your DC output on or off. And it just makes life so simple when it's so easy and simple to use. You have a couple other metrics there on the display. It shows you your input wattage, your output wattage, your time remaining left on the battery bank, and then also gives you a temperature readout, which is very cool. To turn the unit off, you simply just hold it down, it turns off. The great thing about these is that they have the best batteries, in my opinion, built in. They have the Panasonic or LG 18650s, which are the ones I use for my flashlights. So very good battery technology built in, and it holds its charge. It actually cuts the circuits off to the charging when you turn the unit off, and what that does for you is it preserves the battery life. I have the Omni 13 in my get home bag. I've used it a couple times to charge up camera batteries. I'll bring it home, charge it up to 100%, and that's pretty much where it stayed, and it's probably been there for a couple months. I pulled it out today and it's still at 100%, so you don't have any charge loss there that I've seen with some other units in the past. So I can go ahead and plug the USB in now. I'm going to use the 3.0 port, of course, because I have a 3.0 Qualcomm capable device. This is the Mi Note 2. Fantastic device. We'll probably take a look at this in a future video, but I can go ahead and plug that in, turn the unit on here, and it's going to default to USB, and you can see that it's already charging the device. Now you can quickly turn that port off. It'll stop charging. Turn it back on. It'll start charging again. So very easy to use. You don't have to hold anything down. You don't have to cycle through any menus. It just simply turns on and works. So we could do the same thing with the other output. Obviously, we could plug something else in there and you're going to get up to the 3 amp output. But it's going to show us the wattage that it's using, time remaining, temperature, and all sorts of things like that. It does charge very rapidly. Now I'm already at 100% on my phone, so we can go ahead and show you a different method or some other things that you can charge. So another thing for me is the need to constantly charge batteries for my cameras on the go. Now my larger cameras don't take USB as a form of charging like the smaller GoPros and other electronics like that. I have to use the actual adapter with the battery slid in there. So no problem with the Omnicharge. I can just go ahead and plug that in the side here. Now I want to switch to my AC output there. So I just go ahead and hit the button. I can turn the USB off if I want. And you can see here that I am charging the camera battery, which is fantastic. I can take this unit with me on the go. So again, I can just turn that off and you'll see the charge light go off. I can turn that right back on. Very simple to use, very easy way to charge things that take that standard 110 plug as opposed to the USB. Just so you know, the smaller unit will also charge the camera batteries. Like I said, I've used this a few times to charge up my batteries on the go. So both units will work for smaller things like that. So now let's bring in the big dog, the 15-inch MacBook Pro, something that I use all the time in the field. My other charger, the 13, wouldn't do it. The 20 does it, no problem. So again, we can just go ahead and take the cord here for the MacBook, plug it in, switch it over to the other output, and you're going to see the light power on. No problem. Charging, running our MacBook Pro simply off this device. Again, a game changer since the other units were bigger and they wouldn't do what this one is capable of doing. Not only that, but you can simultaneously use the other outputs as well. So you could use the 3.0 Qualcomm to charge your phone at the same time. Both outputs can be on at the same time, and it also has pass-through charging. So I could go ahead, if I did have access to a wall outlet or something like that, maybe an airport or a hotel, I can go ahead and plug that in and charge this unit while it's powering my other devices. So it's just a great item for people like me that need to keep their small electronics powered on the go. Both models have a very durable case on them, sort of a grippy case, which I like. They're not all slippery, they're not high gloss, so they don't get fingerprints all over them. Again, they have the really nice LED screen or OLED screen with all the readouts that you need. Very simple to use, very small. This little guy, you know, having the 13,000 plus milliamps and the capability to have that inverter built in is fantastic. Again, the 20 model, if you want a little bit higher wattage output, and for me, since I need to power my laptop, this is the way to go. But you can see how small this is. It's smaller than anything else that I've seen that'll do the same thing. The Goal Zero Sherpa 100, as I mentioned before, doesn't have the capabilities that this one has. It's larger and just not as nice. for the same price. Now price wise, there is a bit of sticker shock on these units, but really when you compare it to what else is out there, they are right in line, and you get a lot more bang for the buck with these units. You're gonna pay $199 for the 13, and you're gonna pay $299 for the 20. Again, comparing it to the Goal Zero Sherpa 100, same wattage output. Actually, that one's 95. This one's a full 100. You get the Qualcomm 3.0, you get the wireless charging, you get the ease of use with that OLED screen, you get a smaller, more portable unit. So all in all, you're getting a lot more bang for the buck, just a much nicer overall unit. You get all those adapters for the same price that you pay for that. Now for people that need more wattage, of course you can step up to the larger box type, you know, things from Goal Zero, but then you're gonna pay $400, $500, all the way up to about $2,000 to be able to power larger devices. So again, if you need something that's small and portable, something that you can take with you, throw in a bag, throw in a kit, this is the way to go. I know a lot of you guys purchased one or the other off my other video. Obviously you have uses just like me for devices like this. I'd be interested to know how you are using your Omnicharge. Leave me a comment below and let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Make sure you leave me that comment below. Please share this video to anybody who might be interested in something like this. As always guys, if you haven't done so, click that red subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.